Hey guys, so this topic was brought up by a patron. They wanted me to make a video about this, about the claim made by some raw vegans that losing your period is actually a good thing, that it means your body is detoxing or whatever, that basically having a period, that bleeding is a sign of toxicity. It's a bad thing, and if we were living naturally, then we wouldn't. So this is something that I've meant to do a video on for a while, really, but I just I don't know, I just really haven't. But it's something that I have a lot of experience with because I did actually lose my period for a significant amount of time while following a raw vegan diet. So I'll talk about that a little bit later, but for now I want to start with the claims that are made by some raw vegans regarding menstruation. So this is a common claim that's made, again, by some raw vegans, not all raw vegans. When I was raw, it's not something that was really talked about much, at least within the low-fat raw 80-10-10 culty raw movement. It wasn't really talked about much, but some definitely did think that you should not have a period, that a period was a result of toxins, built up toxins in your body, basically. They thought that if your body was really healthy, that you would just absorb the uterine lining, that everything that you would shed, during menstruation, that your body would just absorb it, and so you wouldn't have any blood, that you'd maybe have a little bit of discharge, but there wouldn't be any blood. Others thought that a period was fine, but that it should definitely be light and painless, and I guess that's where pretty much everyone agreed, as far as I could tell, that periods should be light, that a period that was heavy and painful was unnatural, and that it was a result of too much fat or too much animal protein. So this view gained sort of mainstream attention when Freelee put out her video, How I Lost My Period on a Raw Vegan Diet. She put this out in 2013. And side note, this is what I was talking about in that video I just did, that actions speak louder than words video, talking about Freelee saying that she regrets some of her videos and that it doesn't really matter that much when she still has these videos up and she's still monetizing these videos. This is one of those videos. This is a really dangerous video, and yet she still has it up and it's still monetized. Anyway, on to the actual video. So in the video, Freelee's essentially her claim is that she lost her period for an extended period of time while eating a raw vegan diet, and that this was a good thing because it was a sign that she was detoxing, that because of her new diet, all of these toxins were leaving her body, and this is why she lost her period.
And a lot of people are like, oh, but that's unhealthy. No, you need your period. What's going on? That's terrible. But is it? Well, a lot of people don't know, and all I can go on is my instincts and my feeling at the time that it felt good. It felt right, and at the time I think it needed to happen for my body to balance out. And I still believe that largely menstruation is toxicity leaving the body. So a lot of people are having a lot of women having heavy periods, and painful periods because they have a toxic body or they have a toxic diet, and the body's trying to eliminate that toxicity, get it out.
And she says that she was still ovulating during this time, even when she was not menstruating, and she knows this because she just felt so good.
One thing that is really important is to find out, if you do lose your period, are you still ovulating? And for some reason, I just instinctively felt like I was still ovulating because I felt so good.
First, the toxins thing, there's no evidence for this whatsoever. We know why women bleed. We know how menstruation works, and it has nothing to do with toxins. Basically, we ovulate about once a month, which means that one of our ovaries releases an egg, a mature egg, to be fertilized. And in preparation for the egg being fertilized and then implanting in the uterus, the uterine lining, which is known as the endometrium, it thickens up. And so if the egg is not fertilized and therefore not implanted into the uterus, the lining is shed. This shedding of the lining of the egg and of the blood is what's known as menstruation. It has nothing to do with toxins. And really, what what toxins exactly? Like, I love when people talk about detoxing when it's not like legit detoxing, like detoxing from drugs. When it's like, detox your body, take this smoothie or this powder or whatever. It's always like, it's gonna rid your body of toxins, but what toxins exactly? They never say what toxins and how. How exactly is it ridding your body of toxins? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So second, Freelee claims that she was still ovulating even though she wasn't menstruating. Yeah, that's not a thing. If you have ovulated and you have not gotten pregnant, then you will bleed to some degree. It may only be a small amount, and lucky you, and I hate you, but you will bleed to some degree. The blood is actually part of the uterine lining itself. Your body actually creates these new blood vessels, essentially, when the endometrium thickens up. It's actually really awesome. And so these are all shed along with the lining. So necessarily, when you have your period, when the egg is not fertilized and then your body sheds that lining, you are necessarily shedding blood as well. And no, we do not absorb this material, the lining and the blood and everything, if we are ultra healthy, as some raw foodists claim. Most mammals do this actually. This is part of the estrous cycle as opposed to the menstrual cycle, but humans do not, and other mammals as well. So it's like humans, some other primates, and I think some bats and the elephant shrew. Not bleeding as a female human means that you are not shedding your unfertilized egg or the uterine lining. And not shedding the unfertilized egg or the uterine lining means that you haven't ovulated. It means that your ovary never released an egg in the first place. Missing a period for 3 or more months in a row is a medical condition. It's called amenorrhea, and something that you should absolutely see your doctor about. There are many causes of amenorrhea. This would be secondary amenorrhea, including pregnancy, obviously. That would be the most common cause. But there are also some causes that are signaling that something is wrong. And some of these would include lifestyle factors like low body weight and excessive exercise. And since extreme weight loss and extreme exercise are associated with a raw food diet, it's really no surprise that so many women end up losing their period trying to eat a raw vegan diet. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I was one of those women. I lost my period for about 1.5 years following a raw vegan diet. No surprise that this was when I was at my skinniest. I was like about 30 pounds skinnier than I am right now. I was pretty small, was not sustainable. And at the time, I was really happy about it. I believed all of that nonsense, that periods were unhealthy and that not having one meant that I was like super healthy and awesome. So it felt great. And plus, I was used to really abnormal periods. They were really painful, they were really, really heavy, and they were really irregular. And so not having to deal with any of that was pretty awesome. I now know that I did something incredibly stupid. By not having a period, I was not ovulating, and my body was suffering in numerous ways, no matter how good I thought I felt. And, you know, funny enough, Freelee was actually the one who really helped me regain my period. You know, I started following her 30 bananas a day diet. This was pre-raw tofu. This was when she still thought that cooked food was evil. So it was all about the fruit, no rice or potatoes or anything like that. And yeah, I started eating more calories from fruit, and I did regain my period fairly quickly, if I remember correctly. And, you know, at first my periods were fairly light and much more manageable than they had been in the past, but slowly but surely they got worse and worse and worse and ended up just as terrible as they used to be. And I had to get back on birth control just to make them bearable. It sucks, but I would way rather have horrible periods that I can pretty easily manage thanks to modern medicine than be infertile. And that's it, I guess. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that 30 bananas a day is in any way healthy, just that eating more calories did at least help me regain my period. Obviously, there were other problems. I mean, it helped me regain my period because I gained a lot of weight and had other problems with digestion and stuff like that as well, because I was just like stuffing myself every meal. I mean, I guess if your choice is between like a raw food diet with more calories so that you don't lose your period, or one with less so that you do, I guess choose the one with more, but obviously there are other healthier options. So maybe go with those. Anyway, thank you so much. Subscribe, of course. You can support the channel if you want at patreon.com/unnaturalvegan. That would be awesome. And I guess that's it. I should have a video pretty soon.